And now, the Big D and Bubba Weekly Podcast.
Big D and Bubba, they have a show 5 days a week, but they don't get to say everything that's on their mind, so they have an extra one, and that's how we get the podcast, the podcast, the podcast. Big D and Bubba's podcast, the podcast, the podcast. Big D and Bubba's podcast.
I don't think take those dead rats and put them down in a pit and burn them every day. They'd be better off.
I love her. I love her. We had a lady calling about.
great.
We were talking about the rats and the cats and the whole thing about how Chicago's putting all the feral cats out there to control the rat population. She's not a fan of rats.
I don't think take those dead rats and put them down in a pit and burn them every day. They'd be better off.
Just love her.
Wow.
Well, welcome to the podcast, everybody.
Yeah.
As we're, of course, doing the podcast brought to you by our friends at O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. Patrick just looked up like I said it wrong. Did I do something
Did you
wrong?
make that up, Carson?
What?
Isn't this the week we don't have a podcast sponsor?
No, it's right here.
Oh, we did? Oh,
It
was
says
last week.
podcast.
Oh,
O'Reilly.
Okay. Maybe it was last week. I don't know.
Yeah.
I get confused.
Well,
They
you
all
know
blur
what?
together.
I'll give them a free one. They've
Yeah,
sponsored
you know
our
what?
podcast so many times. I'll give them a free
You know,
one.
the fun thing is we have to keep track of that kind of stuff for the radio, but no one's keeping track of it on the podcast since the FCC doesn't care. So
Well, I care.
O'Reilly is great.
I
And
care,
they-
and
No.
man, I have spent so much money with them, and they've always been great. I love O'Reilly.
I do too, actually. I like the fact you can get in there and they actually know what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. Some of these places you go into these parts stores and they're clueless. They know less than you do. That's never
Or
good.
clueler, whatever that means.
When I say nobody cares, I mean, so this is way behind the scenes, but it's a podcast, so who cares? On the air, you can't do commercials for free without logging it. It can get into real trouble for that. Like for someone who's a client, especially like O'Reilly, you couldn't go on and do an extra commercial for them and not write it down and not have a log, what we call the log, like a paper record or a digital record of it.
Yeah,
So it's a problem. But on the podcast, it doesn't really matter.
because this is kind of like the
'cause this is
Wild
not-
West
yeah,
of broadcasting. It's like where
Wild
everything
West.
happens. You know what's interesting too is I find that people are. In general, sorry, I'm using a zip tie. This is how you know I'm a dude. I'm using a
Yeah.
zip tie to stir my coffee. But no,
Are we out of the little plastic straws?
I don't know, but I didn't have one with me. I forgot to grab one, so I knew I
It
had zip
works,
ties.
right? Yeah.
Zip ties, man. The zip ties.
Is there
and-
anything they can't do?
really?
Zip ties?
Zip ties, electrical tape, and duct tape. I could pretty much do just about anything.
Working with MacGyver here.
Yeah, I mean, you could look. This is a great coffee
Yeah,
stir and handcuffs. Just saying. You don't. It's like flexi cuffs. So anyway, I forgot even what I was talking about.
You made it weird.
No, it just.
No, you did.
I forgot what it was. My
And
brain was going
handcuffs.
somewhere. We were talking O'Reilly. I don't
And
know.
you could kill a guy or kidnap somebody. You
With
made
a
it weird.
John Wick with a pencil. Anyway, hi. The podcast
Hello.
this week is going to be a fun one because we have no plan as usual.
Wow.
And
And that's different from every other week.
I had an observation earlier. You know, I'm holding in my hand an iPhone 4. And this is old iPhone 4. And I found it just like in a box. It's square on the sides and it's small. It feels great.
Yeah, I agree.
I wish we went back to this size phone, except instead of having just the screen be this little dark spot, the screen is the whole phone.
It just feels better in the hand.
It's easier to pocket as
it's
well.
something about it.
I don't know. I like the bigger phone. I do.
The only time I like a bigger phone is when I'm editing photos or, trying to do like some thing for the podcast, like where we have to put the splash page or whatever, the thumbnail. That's the only time because I can really see more of what I'm trying to do. But other than that, I don't watch a lot of TV on my phone. I have TVs for TV. And
no, but I watch a lot of videos. on my phone.
right?
I really, yeah, but
No, exactly.
what am I going to see in that extra inch of space that I'm not going to see otherwise? Because,
Man, I'm going to keep myself from making inappropriate jokes. What? Why did it go totally silent?
You said I made it weird a minute
Yeah,
ago?
right?
No, I made it extra.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. See what I mean?
What?
It's not just me.
What am I going to see in that
Anyway.
extra inch of space? I don't know.
I would like
Insert your joke
for
here,
Apple
sir.
and other people to come back to this iPhone 4 size, the compact size, with a giant screen where the whole thing is all screen. That's all I want.
Nice wheeze.
Yep, it's Friday.
It is. Man, this has been
I'm
a
only on my
weird-
third Red Bull, so
This
I might get a
week-
little sluggish.
And this week flew by. Like, it feels
Oh
like
my gosh,
Wednesday.
I thought it was the longest week.
Really?
Oh my god! I was sitting on Wednesday going, "Oh my gosh,
Is
when
this
is
still-
this
is this
week
over yet?
Well, it's probably because I've been so busy. Like I was telling my wife, I went to the firehouse yesterday, day before, whatever, and one of the guys goes, "Man, I haven't seen you in a while," because I've been busy doing projects for my wife. She wanted a fire pit in the backyard, and then the fire pit turned into something else, and it's just been one thing after another. So literally. Until dark, I've been doing all of these projects. So
Show me do you have your picture?
I can't.
Oh, it's on the,
I'm using my.
should have had you
my
send
phone.
it to me
Yeah.
ahead of time. Yeah, I can't pull it off either.
You have it on your phone.
Yeah, where I'm using it. Yeah, well, it looks really good.
It's incomplete.
Turned out really well.
It's incomplete. I had to shop for some. She wanted Adirondack chairs. Who knew Adirondack chairs were so flipping expensive? Like I didn't
had
know.
just found this out like the week before. No, last weekend. I was on a road trip with some friends, and we stopped at a place and they were talking about, oh, those chairs are cool. And then he told me they were $400.
Yeah,
There was
I'm like, what?
the corner on the main road that you would turn to get to my parents' street a couple houses back. There was a store that sold nothing but Adirondack chairs, and I kept looking at it going, how do you stay in business? And so one day I stopped just to look, and then I looked at the price. I go, oh, because you only need to sell one a year. And
Yeah.
you're fine to
These
pay the
things
rent
are
and your
not-
bills.
It's
Not
crazy.
cheap.
Like I never realized, because I've never wanted an
No.
Adirondack chair before. Because I'll tell you, I'm a little chubby, and the last thing you want to do is put your butt below your knees. It's just not where you
That's
want to
true.
be. And an Adirondack literally it has a low rider back in. It's like somebody with the shocks, and they're dropping the butt. And man, I don't know. I wasn't a fan of her wanting these, but then once. I started shopping around. I found somebody on Facebook Marketplace who was selling them for their handmade real wood. The resin, the plastic ones are going for 200 and something or higher online. This guy was doing real wood and they were $75 a piece.
Wow.
So I'm like, pfft.
We need to buy him out and then resell him
Yep.
for $400.
Flip them.
There you go. That's our new business.
Flip.
Oh my God,
Who's
are
in
we
the
in the
chair business?
Are we in the chair
We're in
flipping
the
business now?
Adirondack
Dude.
chair flipping business.
I wanted to flip a Corvette and y'all wouldn't let me do it. And
I'm
then
mocking
Yeah.
you in case you didn't notice.
Oh,
I hope Carson's
I was
over.
ready to
She's
do
in.
it. I was.
Yeah.
Carson is the queen flipper. She flips so much stuff that she finds.
Yeah.
It's her side hustle.
Yeah.
And, there's nobody better at it.
I mean,
I mean, there are. But
yeah, I've seen some
lots of
YouTube
people better at
videos
it.
of yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
they're real good.
Well, you're
but I'm
you're
okay.
going to teach my daughter how to do it
Yeah.
because she's all excited. She's been working.
She's gonna totally outpace me. I have no doubt about
You
it.
think so?
Yep.
She's been working in retail and she wants to get out of it and work
Yeah.
for herself. And one way she wants to do it is by doing what Carson does on the
Mm-hmm.
side, and that is doing the estate sales and finding all these unique things that she can resell, whether it's
Yeah.
clothing or whatever. And Carson has agreed to kind of mentor her.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this.
And you're going to help her with the tax thing too, right? Because I told her, I said, yeah, you're going to have to keep really good records for your taxes. And she was like, why?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, you're so naive. Here comes the future. Get ready. Yeah, you really respect taxes when you start to pay them.
Yeah.
It's crazy
Yeah,
how
I gotta
much my
pay
life
mine.
changed.
I haven't done my taxes yet. I got to do them this weekend and pay.
We just
So.
got ours done, finally.
I don't understand why they can't just why do we have to do our taxes? Like the government knows. Because if we don't get it right, they come after us, right?
Yeah, like why
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah.
there
So
like an
why don't they
automatic
just-
withholding thing?
So why don't they just
We're
do
getting
it?
there. We're getting there. I mean, we're not there yet, but we're almost to the point where, yeah, you're right. It's stupid. It's stupid that we have to file. It's dumb. But you know why we have to do it? Because there's a giant bureaucracy that it pays for. You have to have all these people who work for the IRS and all these people. And really, you have to have accountants and you have to have all that stuff. We could have a flat tax. People have been pushing it for half a century.
I have wanted a flat tax forever. I think that's
Yeah.
the safe either
Or
flat tax or sales
you say,
tax.
oh, that's not fair, and blah, blah, blah. And we should have a sales tax. So the more money you make, the more money you spend, the more money you spend on taxes. Have a national sales tax.
Yeah.
And it would get rid of the IRS and it would get rid of accountants. I mean, you still need accountants for business and stuff like that.
But it would get rid of the IRS, which would save
H&R
us
Block and
billions
all
a
these
year as a
companies.
country.
Not billions, but yeah.
You don't think billions? You don't think
Well-
we spend billions on the IRS?
No idea now.
I
Everything's
totally.
But yeah, those people protect their jobs.
Yeah.
The bureaucracy is real. The number of people who work not just for the government, but in, like I said, in jobs that support the government large S.
I
get
am
rid of
looking right
that
now.
stuff.
IRS actual expenditures from fiscal year 2019. Any guesses?
I have no idea.
$11.8 billion.
Yeah, and
That
then
was in 2019.
Some politician in Washington will go, "Well, that's not a lot of money." And
It's not a
sadly,
lot of
it's not
money
a lot of
to
money
the
in their
government,
scale.
but to those of
Yes,
us
it's
who
a ton
are
of
paying
money.
the taxes, that would be an automatic $11.8 billion savings that could be passed on to the rest of us. Think about all the missiles we could buy with $12 billion.
we can buy 2 missiles. I have no idea what missiles cost.
Again, and I'll go back to something too. I would love to be able to pick and choose where my tax money goes. Like I think that would be the best too.
It's called vote. That's how you pick and choose. Where your
Well,
tax
I
money
know,
goes.
but you're still not going to get any promises. They make their promises and then they go against them. But anyway, wouldn't you be cool with paying taxes if you got to pick where it went to? Like, I'm going to buy some tanks this year. I'm going to put in money towards paying for this or that or gas money for the
Carson's
F-18s. Oh, I would totally be down for that. I want my money to go straight to defense.
But then what if a bunch of people didn't? And then we didn't have the funding for the greatest military in the world
Right.
anymore. You know?
Yeah, your
That's
argument
why-
is stupid. In other words,
I was
You
being
don't get to-
diplomatic.
I actually,
It really
I
is.
actually didn't have a counter argument for that. I'm like, good point.
I was with you, Bubba.
Well, there. So there's enough of us to where we'll
Yeah.
have a strong military.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be there.
I don't want to take the chance. When we were talking the other day about the cats and the rats, apparently I said something about that I don't trust people to make smart decisions. And somebody tweeted and said that's the greatest thing I heard all day. I didn't even realize
Well,
it.
I don't trust people to make.
This is the problem that I don't trust people to decide where their tax money is going to go because they're dumb. People
that's why
make
the
dumb
government takes it
decisions.
from you in the first place. That's why they take it, because they don't trust you to decide what to do with it. It's dumb. Yeah. You know what? Sometimes the country's too big. And I'm telling y'all right now, this one might be too big.
What?
I said it.
What do you want to do?
Too big.
Cut it in half?
I'm
Break it
just
up into 4?
Break it up. Break it up. Too big. I'm not like pro break
we
it
can't
up
even
tomorrow.
get California to split.
No.
And you're trying to figure out a way to break up the country.
No, because
Yeah.
it doesn't work under the current federal government system. But
Well, that's because it's called the United States.
right. But I'm
That
just
means
saying,
not
it's too
broken
big.
up.
There's a point at which I can't remember who said it, but at some point early in my life, I want to think it was my dad who was the first person I ever heard say it. He said, "Son, persons are fine. People are terrible." And he's not wrong.
Nope.
People are, as a group,
Awful.
awful.
Persons are fine?
Persons are fine. People are terrible.
Individuals are fine.
Wait, no, you just you said.
No,
the
That's
individuals.
exactly what I said.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Persons-
Individuals are
Yes,
fine?
individual persons are fine.
Yes.
But people as a group,
I
almost
see what you're
always
saying.
terrible.
I see what you're
Seriously. No matter how, anytime you get more than 10 people together, it's too stupid. It's too many people. Think about it. The bigger the company we've worked for in the past, the dumber stuff gets. The more layers there are between the person at the top and the people at the bottom doing the work, the
Even
worse it
In
gets.
things that are inconsequential. When I was out last weekend with my friend and her extended family, and there were 12 of them, and then it took us the better part of 4 hours
Just to
to
make basic decisions.
just to go, how are we getting to the restaurant? And I'm
That's-
going, I can call a car. I'm in the back, like waving my hands. I'm using like, signal. Like, it's okay. I'm gonna do. Oh my gosh, because it's 12 people.
Yeah.
And they can't get it together.
It works.
I don't know. What
there's-
do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do?
It
I
works
don't know.
when
What do
there's
you
a
want to do?
strong
I don't know.
leader.
What do you want to do?
And
What
when
do you want to
there's
do?
when there's a strong leader, but in a government setting, that's a dictator, and that's not nobody really wants that. But sometimes,
Also, this wasn't
In a
my
group, in a
family.
small
I
group.
couldn't be the dictator as
oh,
much
yeah,
as I
you need
wanted
to just
be.
take that stuff over, man.
At one point, I go, I called a car. Who's coming?
Exactly.
I wonder if there's a person
Get
in
stuff
America
done.
named Dictator.
I'm sure.
That would be the greatest name. It's
a great Halloween
We
costume.
welcome in Dictator. Oh, Dictator is pretty great.
Yeah, I like that.
Are you a potato or are you of some sort of phallus?
Keep going.
I'm both.
You're a potato chip. No,
Why do you
keep
have a
going.
Hitler mustache?
Why is there a
let's put it all
potato in your
together.
pants?
It's all
Yeah,
there.
there
You're
you
getting
go.
it. You're getting it.
You're on-
You got it. And dictator. Come on, that's good.
Just say it.
This is my son, Dictator Tot.
Yep. That's right. Halloween's gonna be great this
It's
year.
gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You have to go home later. My wife's got 9 meetings about people's real life problems and stuff today. She's gonna go, "What'd you do at work today?" And
I made a great dictator joke.
And then we all got to visualize this potato with a Hitler mustache. And
I'm
it was
gonna have
kind
to
of a
s-
potato, but it kind of was not.
I'd have to look her right in the eye and go, "Not much." Just let it go.
It could be
Just let it be
Peen-tater.
that. Oh,
Also, the first thing your dad probably ever told you was, "Son, you've eaten enough." That's probably what he told you.
you know, I didn't really get fat until I was like 7 or 8. 8 years old when I
Yeah.
got fat.
Yeah, that's when I hit.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was a normal looking little kid
Sames.
until about 8. And then
I
I
would
was
say,
fine
like,
until I was 28.
here's a picture of me
Yeah.
at 2. That's the last time I wore a
look how
bikini.
cute I was. I know. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember looking at old pictures of yourself. You're like, "Oh wow, I had my shirt off at the pool."
No, no, I don't have any of that. Well, maybe when I was 5,
Yeah, I mean that's
you
what I
know.
meant.
But oh yeah, I'm sure.
One of the biggest traumas of my life, I was in 6th grade and we went to a pool party at like the Y or something. And I had my T-shirt on and the lifeguard would refuse to let me wear a T-shirt in the pool.
What?
Right?
They could do that?
I mean, they're like, you
Not
can't wear
anymore.
that in here.
Not anymore. You get canceled for that.
Yeah.
Fair.
Bully.
Yeah, I was, and I don't actually think I was the biggest girl there or anything. I just was super self-conscious. And nope, you're telling like an 11-year-old girl.
Yeah, right.
You weren't in here, Carson. We talked about it 2 weeks ago or so on the show about scoliosis check day.
Yes.
Oh, it's the worst.
the worst.
The worst. You had to go into that room and stand in front of all the other people, and they go, "Okay, now bend over at the waist," and you have no shirt on. They make the boys take their shirt off. So we had to, so now your boy boobs are hanging down, and your arms are hanging to make it like boy cleavage. Oh, it's the worst. The
I
worst,
don't-
and all the other kids are standing there just so they can look to see if your spine was straight.
Yeah. When
feel
they
so
already
left
know
out.
your spine's straight.
Of course it is.
You didn't have to do all this.
Or you could have done this without all of my
Yeah,
classmates.
how about you just
snickering.
line us up and one by one they come into a room with the
Yeah.
nurse.
That's what they did in my school. We all had to go to the nurse one by
Connecticut
one.
was way ahead.
But that was for girls, though. Just for girls or
No,
for
they all
boys, too?
no, because it was like the greatest hour of class because
Mm-hmm.
every kid had to go one by one. So basically, the rest of you are playing like hangman or something. You know, you're doing some stupid game on a chalkboard because you can't do any
They separated
teaching.
us into boys and girls, and then they made, all the boys had to stand there and take our shirt off and do this in front
See,
of
I was
everybody.
I was skinny back then, so I was not traumatized. I
Yeah,
remember
you're like, this is cool. He
remember-
already had his shirt off before
Yeah.
they told him
Yeah.
to take your shirt off.
that was nowadays it'd be totally different.
Oh, changing in gym class was right up there though.
No, I hate it. We had to do and then they don't do it at like my kids' school now. But after gym, you had to take those showers every day.
Oh my gosh, I would
And you'd have that-
have dropped out.
It was straight out of prison. You had a pole, you had a pole, and then a couple little shower heads
Oh,
off
yeah,
the end.
man.
So you
That's
walk
right.
up and you soaping up, and you're looking at all your buds, and you're like, "This is so weird, man."
We didn't shower in school and gym.
And then
I
you
know
had the
they used
kids who would leave their
showers for, like-
underwear on.
Oh,
I don't blame them. I mean, this is
Poor
terrifying.
guy.
It's like weird science.
You used to have guys. Do you remember in football you'd have the guys who'd wear the jock strap over their underwear?
Over, yeah, on
Do
the
you remember-
outside.
Do you remember that?
I don't remember that. Of
Yeah.
course, I didn't play football. But man,
Absolutely crazy.
I
I
asked
remember being 12 years old in the 7th grade PE class and looking at some of the other people in my class and going, how are we in the same grade? How are we the same species?
Just
Like,
developed
we-
ahead of you.
it just, I mean, I was a normal size, well, fat, but still like, like 12. And we had dudes in our 7th and 8th grade class who were like full grown men who could have been in,
Well, that was the
in
bad thing
college.
is you had the kids who would fail. Like you had some of these
I didn't
kids
even
would
think
fail
about
2
that.
and 3
Yeah.
times, so they were 3 years ahead of you in development. Sometimes if you were late to develop,
Yeah.
you're talking 4.
Yeah.
So now you've got
Yeah.
there's a big difference, and you're like, things are not right here in the old locker room.
They're driving themselves to school. And,
in the 8th grade.
8th grade, yeah.
Stopping for cigarettes on the way. We had the popular girls that would take the gym shirts and bunch it up in the front and tuck it through, so it almost made like a little bikini
Like the
top.
Hooters shirts.
Yeah, which is so great when you're chubby in 7th grade. That you're like, I can't wait. It's like
Nope, not
just
doing that.
All the body issues, man. It's the worst. But I look at them now, and a lot
great.
of them have gotten fat like me.
All right, today we're going to do pull-ups for the presidential physical fitness test.
right.
Oh, gosh, I hated
Or
that.
the day when they're like, we're all going to run a mile.
I remember that day, too. That was part of it.
That was-
Yep.
Nothing more. And man, I did it. I'm going to struggle through that because I am not going to be the one that stops. Boy, that was rough.
We had a tree, and it was roughly a mile if you ran out and ran back. So it was like a half a mile there. And I remember it would that was our punishment. If something happened, they would send you to coach, and you would have to run the tree.
That's what it's called. Run the tree.
Run the tree.
Run
yeah,
the
go run the
tree.
tree.
We used to do these sprints in cheerleading where you'd run around the track and the person, you'd be in a single file line, and the person at the back had to sprint to the front and then keep the pace. And I remember getting stuck. One of my friends, she was on the track team, and she was, however it came, that she's now leading the pack, and I'm the one at the back. And I have to try to catch up with her, Miss Longleg. And I'm like, Megan, come on. Like, jeez, come on. I'm going to drop you in a basket toss. You watch. You're going to fall on your head doing this.
I think it wasn't an Aaron Weber, the comedian, who said that was the day he quit basketball when he showed up and they said, "All right, shirts versus skins. You're skins. Nope, I'm done. I'm officially
Yeah.
I'm not playing this game anymore."
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, girls they didn't have to worry about that.
No. No one ever told them, "Okay, girls, half of you take your shirts off." I don't. If they did, I missed that day of gym class.
Trust
I
me
feel
when
like
I tell
that
you
would've
we had
remembered
our
that.
own traumas.
Yeah, I bet.
We had a lot of them.
Gosh.
And it
And
just
you know what?
never goes away.
No.
And miraculously, being a fat kid did not stop me from getting fat as an adult. I lost all that weight before my senior year of high school, and then I lost it again 5 years later. But
My favorite story is you and your bud working out all summer long to try out for the baseball team. They're going to try out for
I
the
don't think
baseball
I've
team their
heard this
senior
story.
year.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah, go
it
ahead,
was
tell
like
that.
May. I mean, it was like the last week of school
Excuse me.
of our junior year, and it was like, oh, you know what, man? I've always wanted to play baseball because I wish I'd stuck with baseball and I could have played on the high school team. I wouldn't have, I might have been a bench warmer, but I could have. He goes, dude, they're not that good. They got like 4 or 5 guys who are really good, but for the most part, we might be able to make the team. So, oh yeah, man. So I was already on the diet train and trying to lose weight and everything. So I'm like, let's get in shape. We went and we worked out every day and we did drills. And
Actual
we did
motivation.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
That's
and that was
amazing.
we're gonna work out. And I lost all this weight. And I was probably up to that point the best shape I'd ever been in, going into my senior year of high school. And we showed up for high school baseball tryouts, parked the car. I'll never forget this. And we're walking up to the field and we see these guys just, forgive me, my terminology is not right, but they're like just throwing like grounders at each other and trying to make them bounce up and hit them in the chest and field them, and they're already doing that kind of stuff. And we walked up and we looked at them doing that and went, yeah, you know what? I'm not doing this. We turned around and laughed like Simon without even really saying anything to each other. Like, no, we weren't.
Dude.
We had been practicing hitting. We had totally forgot we might want to actually try, putting a glove on and
There's a
fielding
whole
ball.
other half of the
there's
game you missed.
the 5 tools of baseball. Yeah, no, we had gotten in decent shape and we could
tools.
hit the ball. That was it. There was going to be very little running and fielding from us. And throwing, I was like, oh, wait, I still don't know how to throw. He goes, you didn't practice throwing? Dude, I was with you all summer. We didn't practice throwing. What do you mean? No, we went to the batting cages 3 times a week, and we worked out the rest of the time. We didn't practice throwing.
That hurts my heart, though, to know that you were all motivated and you're like,
you know what?
But you're in good shape.
I was in great shape. Dude, my senior year was so awesome because I had filled, I thinned out and gotten a little taller, and I was kind of came into my own my
Say
senior
it.
year.
You're a dictator. That's all right. You can say it.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah,
the
this-
eggplant emperor. No, we'll go with dictator.
No, what?
that is.
Oh boy.
What's that guy doing now? What's your bud?
He went into the Navy, and I think he's retired now. I don't know what he does. He's just got like 4 kids. He's happily married. Good dude.
Good. That's fun. Yeah. Yeah, you don't realize how hard some of that stuff is. You see the. I was watching a video today of a gymnast, and it says, and it's a split screen, and it's showing her doing the uneven bars, and it says how you can tell your kid is performing in athletics without telling people that's your kid, and they have the split screen. They're showing the parents, and they're like moving. The mom couldn't watch. They're like because they know her routine. They're all moving around like it. But your parents never had that.
No. I want to. By the way,
It's so hardcore, man.
no. Listen,
I love it.
When
Your parents
I-
never
nothing
had
but
that.
I played Little League in the 5th grade, maybe. And I said something in the next year about maybe wanting to do it again. And my mom had to be like, no. And
It's not your thing,
apparently-
man. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's fine.
Like, sucks to be the parents of the kid that when they, they have to play, and they go, oh gosh, why is that kid in there? Someone else goes, well, they got to let them all play at least 2 innings.
League rules.
My son loved baseball up until kid pitch. When it was, coach pitch, he was fine. When it got to kid pitch, he freaked out because these kids can't control the ball, especially in the first year. And he was getting hit, just plunked all the time. And he's like, I'm done.
That's not fun, man. It's not fun.
I
getting
got
hit.
plunked at tryouts. Remember, you used to go for Little League tryouts, and the kid hit me in the hand at tryouts. Yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm done. I don't want to do this.
Well, now they've got it set up to where they have so many guards they wear that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, besides you got a helmet. I saw a kid get hit last weekend with a fastball straight to the head, like pow. You got a helmet. You've got these elbow guards. You have things that go down on your ankle. And then that goes across your foot in case of a foul.
They look like catchers up to bat.
Yeah, and then the whole thing is after if it's a walk, they stop, drop the bat, and start taking all their stuff, the Velcro.
And here we are. The fans are going, we need to speed the game up.
Yeah.
And then you have things like this going on.
But yeah, it's gotten a lot safer over the years. But yeah, man, back in the day, it was.
There's nothing worse.
You had your
than-
Easton bat, and that was it.
Right here, dude. Look at this.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's the spot. If you got hit with a pitch right there, just trying to protect yourself, it just felt like your whole hand exploded right there on the top of the back of your hand.
That's the worst.
So sensitive, so easily bruised.
Changing the subject just slightly, I want to compile a list of all of the things that moms who don't know anything about baseball say while their kid or while they're at a baseball game. It's not even their kid. So I went to one of Gunner's games, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and the moms shout the most like cliche thing. It was so funny. We were laughing so hard because I can't think of any of them now, and it's like
we have one mom. She whenever the pitcher gets 2 strikes on someone, Uno mas, Skilly. Uno mas, Skilly.
Oh, and it was like good eye, that's good. Or have fun. What's the one with have fun at the end of it? It's like
she-
see the ball, hit the ball, have fun.
Yeah.
I'm like, see the ball, hit the
my
ball.
God.
We used to have a kid. We used to have one that
these
said,
cliche, ridiculous things.
what'd she say? Oh, be the hammer, not the nail.
Be the.
Oh my!
I will say this: my
They
mom.
just shout these things out like they've learned all these
Right.
little cliches, but she's no idea. And sometimes they're completely inappropriate.
Can I tell you the coolest though? My mom came to watch me play softball about 4 or 5 years ago, and she's up there, and I walk up to the plate, and she's like, "Hit one out for Mama!" And dude, I crushed the living poop out of this ball.
Did it go out?
Oh, it went out. It
Oh,
went
nice.
out, and I was like, "That is the coolest thing ever."
No, that's actually awesome. And if someone was yelling, "Hit one out for Mama," I'd be like,
yeah.
"No, I'm
Hit
into
one
that."
out of the park and pick up milk on the way
way-
home.
See, that's pretty great. Well, what I was going to tell you
That's
then,
like-
Be the
it's
hammer, not the nail.
slow pitch softball. My very next at bat.
Kill him with kindness.
It was. There was no the. It was see ball, hit ball, have fun. I'm like,
Oh,
That was exactly right.
what?
live, laugh, love.
Live, laugh, love. Eat, pray, love.
Make good choices.
No shoes,
Don't
no
do
shirt,
drugs.
no service.
YOLO!
Dude, that's it. You just go to the games and you do stupid stuff like
Random
that.
yell out stuff like that.
I want to do that now.
4-way stop.
Oh my gosh! Next time I go to like a major league ballpark
Oh,
with
yeah.
my parents, I want to do that.
Yield to pedestrians.
No right on red. You just start randomly.
See, that would be pretty great.
I've heard them all, man.
You haven't heard those?
If you
though?
don't
haven't
say
heard
no
those.
right on red,
That's right. I haven't
sometime
heard
this
any of these.
weekend during
Not-
the playoffs, I'm gonna
Not
be
one
really
person has
upset.
said any of these.
Robin's racing.
Rubbin's racing is great. First time there's a base runner, you have to scream out Rubbin's racing. Or-
Oh, man. There's the people will turn around and look, and then
Yeah,
you know
like-
what?
They'll
Within
buy
2
in.
innings, they'll all be saying
Right.
it.
Right, exactly.
And they'll
Catch
buy in,
on.
though. They'll buy in and be
You
like,
just gotta have the confidence. That's it.
yeah.
That's right.
Drive it like you stole it.
Dude. Yes. Yes.
What's it when we have when they have people on base? They always yell, "All right, we got ducks on the
Ducks
pond."
on the pond. Ducks on the pond.
Ducks on the pond.
Ducks on the pond.
When they have base
Cows
runners,
in
you
the
just start
barn.
yelling, duck season, rabbit season, duck season. Just see if it
Elmer
makes
season.
no sense.
Yeah, there's and it's everyone says the same thing. You know, like they watch a strike. All right, now you've seen it.
That's it. This went on for the whole 2 hours I was there. It's just not. There was all these different little weird things. They're so
Or
much fun.
and when they foul one off. All right, let's do it. Just straighten it out.
Straighten it out. That's good. Just a little bit earlier next time. I'm like, oh,
Push,
man.
not pull.
Yep. You're on him. You're on him. Just straighten it out. Yeah.
Oh, so great.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun. The guys will all get in on it. Like, just through the season, they all get really close. And so Gunnar had like when he's up to bat. I don't know if you noticed this. Did you hear all the things that they're yelling when he's up to bat?
No.
don't-
What are
He
they?
has all the nicknames. They call him Goontog. They'll call him Gun. They call him Gun Bun. They'll call him.
I remember Machine Gun. Somebody made them stop saying Machine Gun.
Gun rack. They made him
Gun
stop
Rack.
saying
That's
gun
what it
rack.
was.
And then they started getting into weird things like let's go Robert. Like they just make up names, like regular names.
All right, let's see it, Steve.
Here we go. Let's go, Barry.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
You know what? I kind of like that.
I do too. I want to do that.
Yeah, it's fun though. That's fun. Yeah, it's gonna all in. A lot of kids are graduating, and it's their last season and heading off into the real world. Hopefully, some of them get to go play college ball, but for most, it's not. It's the end of it. It's sad. We're playing these playoff games, and you see these. A team we played. Their pitcher's really good, and he's actually going to go play college ball, but it was his final. They got put out. I mean, it was the final high school game with his guys that he's been playing ball with for 4 years, and most of the time those guys have been playing more than that together in lower grades and travel ball and that kind of thing. And he was just in the dugout, just
Balling.
yeah,
Aw.
because
It's
it was
the worst.
That was it. It was Not going to happen anymore.
I did
Everyone
that when
have
I
a
was in
good
my
day?
closet getting rid of my skinny clothes, just crying.
Just sitting there,
Just
Oh.
like, oh,
playing some Eric Carmen.
hungry eyes.
Oh, I was thinking Hungry Eyes too.
Hungry eyes. Why is this? What does
No.
this have to do with anything?
Wait a second, I didn't know he even did that song. All I know is the All By Myself song.
What was the other? I Can Dream About You or something like that.
I
That was another
dream
Eric
about
Carmen
you.
song.
Man, who knew Eric Carmen?
I
All I
did.
knew was he was a fat kid on South Park. I didn't know he sang any of those songs.
Not Carmen.
Wrong Eric
Eric,
Carmen,
Carmen.
not
Oh.
Cartman.
sorry.
I hate to cut this short, but I had to go.
Yeah.
I don't think take those dead rats and put them down in a pit and burn them every day. They'd be better off.
That's fine. See ball, hit ball, have fun.
Ball,
All
yield
right.
to pedestrians. And
Be the
thanks-
hammer, not the nail.
Thanks again for joining us on the podcast. You're awesome. Thanks to O'Reilly for being our sponsor.
Better parts, better prices every day.
Okay, let's
Come
go.
on.
This was the podcast, but now it's over. But that's okay, because you can listen to the regular show
Now you've seen it.
on the radio
Straighten it out.
every
out, that's
day. It was the podcast.